in places and show you all things as they happen. Why and who was involved. We don't just break it, but give you credible, factual, and verified news. Because we are Rainbow Television, the moment of truth has come.
Rainbow Television, the moment of truth has come.
Welcome to our today's special edition of the special interview here on Rainbow Television. In our special interview today, we are talking about the economy and how the same economy can be improved to benefit the local masses here in Malawi. In our today's program, we have the special guest who is Honorable Goodall Gondwe. Honorable Goodall Gondwe is the former Minister of Finance and also the DPP's Vice President for the North. My name is Tony Luanga. Be there. So welcome, Honorable. What I said is generally to do with the country's economy. How would you describe the current situation in our country to do with the economy?
Well, normally one would describe the economy if one had figures
Yes.
that are publicized by the government. As you can see, I am mostly at home and I have not been exposed to the figures as they exist now. So I'm not able really to tell you technically how the economy is. All I know is that we have a number of problems. The cost of living is very high. People are complaining about some very mundane things like the price of cooking oil here in the north is very high. They complain that the road system is eaten up and there's a lot of problems that drivers face.
Okay.
So I would say that the economy has some problems.
Okay. So some people are saying the economy has been messed up because of the former ruling Democratic Progressive Party, which is your party. Do you agree?
No, of course not. When we left, at least when I left, we had reduced inflation figures to single digits. We had started a lot of projects. I see that these have been abandoned now. In the north here, in Mzuzu, we had a lot of roads started.
Okay.
We had a number of things started. We had the Mberwa University started. At least the...
What do you mean when you say the Mberwa University was started? What do you mean?
Well, you see, when you are starting a university, you start with the infrastructure, the road system, and like you don't just go in and start buildings.
Yeah.
It took Kamuzu, I think, more than 5 years to start Zomba, as you will recall. We did a number of things in 1 year.
Okay.
The infrastructure is still there. I saw it recently. And also the road system, we started a number of things in the north here, which have been abandoned in some cases. There's a very sad story of the road from Bolero onwards, going to Nika and so forth. So I wouldn't say that, don't forget that we took over an economy after Cashgate.
Okay.
And at the time when people did not think that we would be able to run the economy, we stabilized the situation.
Okay.
As I said, inflation was reduced. The foreign exchange was available. Everything that needed the economy to run was there.
Okay.
So there was no crisis.
After taking from the EPP and there is cash gate, what are the things that you did right that stabilized the economy?
Well, when you are in a situation such as these people have, and we had a similar situation, the most important thing is to manage the economy well.
Okay.
We decided that we were not going to go in for huge expenditures, like we stopped buying cars for the government.
Okay.
We stopped a number of things so that the finances could be managed, could balance.
Okay.
And they did balance. We left the economy when everything balanced. So I don't think it would be fair to say that we left the economy in chaos, because we did not. Things were running quite well,
Okay.
very well, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sabuna, thank you so very much. So do you think there's something that this the Tonsi Alliance administration should do right to make sure that the current situation, because you already mentioned that you feel that there are challenges, there are problems.
Yeah.
Do you think this government should do something that might actually improve the current situation?
Well, a number of things have been done as far as I'm concerned. As I said, I don't have the figures, but it looks to me that a number of things that are being done are incongruent with the situation as described to us. I am told that we are running short of foreign exchange, foreign reserves are very low. But at the same time, I see that the government is buying a lot of new cars. The government is traveling up and down, very expensive trips.
Okay.
And they are not really acting as if there's a problem around.
Oh.
Yes.
So they're just behaving as everything's normal.
So they're behaving as if everything is normal. In fact, more than normal, because the expenditure is excessive. I'll give you an example. In the budget speech, at least that I heard, they were saying that they were more concerned with reducing public debt. And yet, when you look at the budget, the budget has a deficit much larger than at any time. How can you control the situation, public debt, if you are going to add some more public debt on top of what we had before? So this is a strange way of managing the economy. Secondly, I heard, I hope this is not true, that instead of 12% salary increases in civil service, when they came to negotiate with the civil servants, the salaries were increased by 53%. I hope it is not true, because I cannot believe that a government would that decided that the increment should be 12% can then agree that the increment should be increased by 53%. That's very high. And there are a lot of expenditures. I see that in the Parliament there are committees running up and down, and the expenditures are very uncontrolled. So how are you going to control the situation if you yourself are not managing the economy as well as it should be done? So there's a lot of problems that there are there, and the government is not acting as if we have a problem.
Thank you so very much. So you've mentioned about maybe minimizing foreign trips as the head of state and maybe his vice president. I wanted to understand, do you think there is any other way that would have happened to avoid this? So for example, right now the president is in the World Economic Forum. Do you think there was another way to do it in order to minimize the expenditure itself?
Well, I don't want to talk about the president's trips. It's very difficult when you're outside to know which trips have to be made and which may not be made.
Yes, sure.
I cannot say. I cannot say what trips the vice president is making and should not have been made. What I do know is that when you travel, there are a number of ways of traveling. I am told that, and I hope it's not true, that the president has hired a plane from here to Geneva. That's very expensive. And you do that when you are a rich person, a rich country, and you do not have any problems. But this is happening. Our president has traveled by a hired plane from here to Geneva. That's expensive. So for a country that is short of foreign exchange and people cannot, businesses cannot run because we are short of foreign reserves, how can the government be running as if everything is normal? I was told also that the expenditure the government is making to purchase fuel for civil servants who have government cars is almost 1 million liters. Is it per month or per year? I don't know. But I was told it was 1 billion. Now, for a country that is running short of foreign exchange, how do you go in for an expenditure of 1 million liters just for the civil servants? That I don't understand this. I think it's something that I am sure that, as I said, I don't have the figures. Something must be wrong somewhere, or the information I have must be wrong. Because if it's right, I cannot believe it, that this is happening to a country that has problems such as they describe we have.
Thank you so very much. So if you were given a chance to rate the economic situation or the way the Tonse administration is handling the economy, what rate would you give them out of 10?
You know, it's very easy for me to criticize outside the office. If I went into the office, probably I would find that things are very different. So I cannot really tell you what I would do. All I can say is what we did, finding ourselves in a similar situation. We decided that we would calm down expenses. The president volunteered, I think it's Peter volunteered, and so did Chilima, volunteered that they would cut their salaries by half. Making ministers also cut their salaries also.
Okay.
We decided ministers should not have none of us should have new cars. We will have to continue with the cars that we had. We decided that no civil servants will be bought cars. We did that, and in other words, we were running the economy in a very frugal way. So that we could balance the budget, which we did. As I told you, inflation was calmed down. That's usually a measure of good management of the economy. We did that, and I would hope that if we are in a situation such as I hear we are in, the government would change its stance of managing the economy.
Thank you so very much. Remember, you are watching a special interview here on Rainbow Television, and today our guest is Honorable Goodall Gondwe, the former Minister of Finance. Honorable Minister, now going forward, we see that on Wednesday the IMF is in the country, and I was wondering, some people are saying their coming may improve the current situation. Do you agree?
Well, as I said, I don't have the figures, but if the figures are what I hear, the IMF is going to impose a number of things on us. Certainly, the expenditures that I am describing will have to be forced on us.
Okay.
The IMF would not agree for us to run a budget of a deficit of it's 800 and something million, is it billion kwacha? They will not allow that. They will certainly not allow civil servants to get an increase of 53%. So there are a number of things that will be imposed on us before they can be of any help to us. We will have to be prepared for that.
Okay.
I was in the IMF myself, and I have run a mission such as these people are coming to run. I ran the economy in Tanzania, in Nigeria, in Zambia. So I do know what the IMF will be asking for. Yeah.
So what do you think in a program that would come in from the IMF that would improve the general economy of the country?
What the IMF is going to do is to ask us to do something about the economy ourselves.
Okay.
And they are going to agree what should be done between the government and ourselves. Then they will say, well, for you to do these things well, we will lend you some money, maybe 70 million or something. So we'll have some foreign exchange from the IMF. This is true. That could be helpful. And they will be running, the government will be running the economy together with the IMF. This is going to happen. Yeah, this is going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much. So there were rumors recently that government had invited you to be a part of the delegation of Malawi to meeting the IMF delegation. Was that true?
No, it's not true at all. That's not true at all. Nobody has come to me to ask me if I could join the delegation.
Okay.
No, this is not true. I've heard from a number of people. It's not true. I don't know how you journalists imagine things and then you make it as if it's a fact. It's not a fact.
But then if you were given a chance to, would you go?
Well, probably not. Two things. One, the government is being run the way I've just described it. So maybe their style of governing is such that an outsider would not be able to help them at all.
Okay.
Because when the economy goes wrong, it starts with the politics. And the policies that are being followed may be different from all the policies that my party designed. Their design of policies is very different from ours. So it's not difficult, it's not impossible for an outsider like myself to join them in running the economy. They will have to be sitting down with the IMF to agree what to do.
Thank you so very much. So that maybe goes to my next question to say, you have mentioned about, partly mentioning about this represents the political leadership, the way the economy is being run currently.
Yes.
Represents the general view of the political
framework.
Leadership itself.
Yeah.
Can you just emphasize on that?
Well, when a country, when a party starts running the government, they establish policies that they were going to follow, and the Tosse Alliance government described to us what they intend to do.
Okay.
Most of the things that they said they were going to do, they're not doing anyway. But there are things which are being done which follow the policies. I'll give you an example. The Tosse Alliance decided that they were going to take up the leadership of SADC.
Okay.
To do that, you have to be spending a lot of money on cars, on this travel and this and that. You are chairman of a number of committees and so forth, and you have to pay for that. Now that's one thing that I told you, that they have established a policy of being in the limelight in running SADC.
Okay.
You can't run SADC without spending money. You have to spend a lot of money.
Okay.
And that's what they're doing now.
Okay, great. Thank you so very much. So, I think late last year there was a report, an audit report that reviewed that the former ruling party, the DPP, had misrepresented the figures to the IMF
Yes.
What's your take on?
Yes,
Is it true?
I had the police ask me. They came here also, just like you asking me
Yes.
about what happened. I don't know what happened later on. I left in 2019. I don't know what happened later, but I'm told that what they are describing is what took place after I left.
Okay.
Now, what was the case in my time? As I said, we had a lot of foreign exchange run down by the previous government.
Okay.
And what we did, and I agreed with the governor at the time, Charles Chuka, who passed on, as you know, a very sad day. He was one of the brightest people that the country had.
Okay.
And what he did, what he said to me, and I agreed with him, is that maybe what we could do is to borrow a certain way of borrowing, which means a bank wants Malawi kwacha,
Okay.
and we want foreign exchange. You swap. We swapped.
Okay.
So we had reserves, some reserves that came from that swap.
Okay.
Now, what people are saying now is that that was fictitious. But the point is that we wanted foreign exchange. It didn't matter how we got it. Provided at some stage we will reswap again, they get their foreign exchange and we get our kwachas. That's what happened.
Okay.
I am told that after that, after we did it, my colleagues did a certain swap again with the bank. I think it's a bank in Egypt, an African bank also swapping, and the cost of that borrowing was high. That's what the IMF is saying.
Okay.
And the IMF is saying you either have to give it to pay back the money, or you will have to be doing a number of things in order to recoup that.
Okay.
That's what it is. Don't forget that if it is true that the figures that we have are not honest figures, we will have to repay back to the IMF some $70 million.
Okay.
So the government, by going around saying that we cheated the economy, is really asking that the country that is short of foreign exchange should find some more foreign exchange to pay back to the IMF. I find that strange. I told the police that, to say, look, I think you're taking their responsibilities too far. Yeah, because it will be at the expense, the expense of the country. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So do you think whether they were really not correct figures, do you think they were not supposed to present them? Or what should have happened better?
Oh no, they should have presented it. But I think the quarrel is on the type of loan that they got from these people.
Okay.
As we're speaking now, I am told that the IMF has some auditors which are auditing these figures.
Okay.
So we'll hear what they say.
Okay.
I think myself that it's quite easy for the government, if they want to do it, to explain what happened.
Okay.
Yes, there's nothing wrong that a number of countries do that.
Okay.
It's not,
So it's just a matter of explaining.
how explaining? Yes. I don't think that it's something that you store or this and that. So no.
Because the issue is coming, it is DPP who messed this thing. And now the country is in bad repute because the DPP messed it up. And
they did not mess it up. In fact, we were, if we did not do it at the time, we wouldn't have been running the country because they were certainly a shortage of foreign exchange, foreign reserves, and we had to go out don't forget that I think in the 90s, is it late 80s, Kamuzu's government did exactly the same.
Oh.
Yes, they did the same, exactly the same. They went to South Africa and borrowed money there and so forth. It happened.
Okay.
It happens all the time. Most countries do it. It's not strange at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember, you are watching our special interview here on Rainbow Television, and today we are talking about our economy. What should happen to our economy so that it gets improved, and also what should other partners do for the economy to get improved. Remember, we are today talking to our former minister, Honorable Goodall Gondwe. Be there.
nthawi imene chilungamo chidziyenda se ngati madzi yafika.
Kutsukuluza ngati kutsukuluza ndiye kuti ayina achapa ndiye kuti tichotse thovu ndi azinzake sopo osalira mmene ndiye kutsukuluza.
Kufotokoza mosapsatira, mosabisa mawu,
mosatenga mbali, mosaopaso,
kuswa
kunena chilungamo kuti Amalawi azitha kumaona kuti dziko lawo likuyenda mwanthu wachi.
kuchapa chapani, koma ife tidzitsukuluza ndi kuyanika poyera.
9 o'clock tsiku lililonse kuyambira Lolemba mpaka Lachisanu.
Katsukuluza pa Rainbow Television pokha basi.
Welcome back, Honorable Goodall Gondwe. Straight, we don't have forex reserve currently, and we have seen some companies downsizing their production. Recently, we heard about cooking oil companies announcing that they are actually downsizing their production. We've seen also airlines telling us that they are no longer doing their ticketing in Malawi. What do you make of the whole of this?
First of all, I'd like to tell you that this is not the first time we are in this situation.
Okay.
We were in this situation, I think, during Kamuzu's time, and there was a problem. We solved it. And I am quite certain that the problem will be solved.
Okay.
It's a question of how long it will take us to solve it.
Okay.
Because by the time we solve it, probably a number of people would have suffered.
True.
So the sooner we do it, the better. Okay. Certainly, the IMF will help us to solve it, I think. It is the job of the IMF to help countries such as ours. And so they will come here and they propose some solutions to us.
Okay.
Some of them will be very painful. Some of them will be bad. We will think they're bad. But I think it will be good for us to follow with discipline, to follow what they tell us to do, and see whether they will take us out of the situation in which we are. I think they will.
They will.
They will, yeah. They always do that. But you have to agree on certain things that probably are not very palatable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much. So apart from the IMF, do you think as Malawi on its own, are there any things that we can do to make sure that we have forex reserve apart from the IMF?
I see a lot of people saying, we are importing too much and we're exporting very little. That's why we're in the problem where we are. There's no African country that is behaving differently from ourselves.
Oh.
Almost every country has a trade deficit. It's a long-term thing, a structural thing, which every country has. So to say that we're into these problems because exports are lower than the imports is not quite correct.
Okay.
Britain in the up to about the 50s or 60s was permanently in trade deficit, but they managed it.
Okay.
They managed even to colonize us. So no. I think it's a question of sitting down and agree to follow a certain amount of disciplining the economy.
Thank you so very much. So maybe now your conclusion on the economy. What do you think should happen, right, so that the economy in general can be improved?
Well, I think the government has taken the correct decision to invite the IMF to come in here. They will be together with us. I'm sure they will be together with the World Bank.
Okay.
They will be able to determine what should be done, something that the Minister of Finance himself cannot convince his colleagues to do. It's not that we don't know what to do. It's a question really of doing something that most people would not want us to do. So the IMF will actually be imposing that for us to do.
Okay.
I hope that then it will be possible for the government to agree to do things which we have to follow a certain discipline. Things that I've just described should not be done again.
Okay.
Hiring an aeroplane from here to Geneva should not be happening. Or buying new cars for even the junior civil servants and so forth should not happen. Giving fuel to whoever is around in the civil service is not right. This should be stopped. I think they will be stopped.
Okay.
And I suspect very much that after a short time, following the discipline for about a year or so, we will be all right.
Okay.
We will be all right.
Yes. Thank you so very much. So maybe as we really got to an end, economy aside, I wanted to talk to do with something in our party. We have
party?
Yes. In the DPP.
You belong to it.
Thank you so much. So we have seen some cracks way from the beginning of you guys losing from an election in 2020. We see many cracks, disagreements, fights. How do you make of it in general? What's the problem really?
There's no problem except that we lost the election. When the MCP lost election, there was a huge quarrel between Chakwamba and Tembo. Do you remember that? When the UDF lost the election, there was a huge quarrel between Tupere and Jumbe. You remember that?
Yes.
So it's not something that is strange.
It's normal.
No, it's it was expected that some people will think that we lost the election because of so-and-so. Therefore, we should we should start again. That has happened. Admittedly, in our case, we've gone a bit too long. It's taken us too long to solve the problem.
Okay.
But it is not fair to think that the DPP is the only party that has faced such problems after an election.
Okay.
After an election, when you lose an election, you find that life is not the same as it was before.
Yes.
So you want to find scapegoats of who was wrong and who was right.
Okay.
It's not only even in Britain or elsewhere when the people lose an election. In Zambia, there is a problem now in Zambia because the party of Mr. Lungu lost. So they have. It's quite normal. It's quite normal. But we will solve it. We'll solve it.
Have you ever tried to take sides between the two factions? You have the Peter Mutharika.
We in the north have not. We in the north have not done so.
Okay.
And the attitude we have taken is that we have to follow the constitution.
Okay.
The constitution says that our president is Peter Mutharika.
Okay.
The constitution says that he will be there up to 2023.
Okay.
So we would like to do that, to follow that.
Okay.
I don't think it's right to say that Mutharika should go or somebody else should come in. How do we know he is going to do a good job? We have to be together.
Okay.
And we can only be together if we follow the rules of the game. And the rules of the game are described in our constitution. And we follow that.
Okay.
When we elected Peter Mutharika, when Peter Mutharika decided that he was going to face an election of the Republic, we didn't know whether he was going to win or lose. Well, he lost it. But we did say that if you lose, you're going to be sacked. We did say that. So why should we do it now?
Yes.
No, we follow, because if we did that, there will be some other people who will break away. So I think we have to be together.
Okay.
And that's the attitude of the North. We will not support anybody ourselves until we are asked to do so, and that will be at the convention. That's when we're going to decide.
Thank you so much. So recently, I think it should be on Saturday or thereabout, there are some people from the North who have already endorsed before the convention, as you put it, before the convention itself, they've already said we want Peter Mutharika on the ballot in 2025.
No, we didn't say that. We said we would prefer.
Would prefer.
Yes, we would prefer Peter Mutharika. That's the man we know. And as far as we're concerned, he did an extremely good job for the North, as far as we're concerned.
When you say
people may not think so.
What do you mean? Explain, yes.
Well, I mean, I've been talking about the university, in the Mumbai University. I've been talking about, don't forget that if we were to continue as a government, Buzuzu would have been changed, and quite a number, the roads would have been there, and so forth. So he did a good job. We did a good job. I noticed that just near my home, the Luwazi Bridge is taking a long time, and I don't think it's going to be finished. If we were there, I think it would have been completed.
You think so?
Oh, I think so.
But you stayed with Shakazi for so many years. Shakazi has stayed for a long time without being completed. But then you say, but the Tonse has only been in control for 2 years.
But we started it.
Okay.
When you face a project as big as that one,
okay,
you phase in finances on a yearly basis. That's how you. But these people don't have even a concept of what they're going to do.
Okay.
They're just repeating what we did ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would say that he did a good job, a very good job, as a matter of fact.
And you would prefer him to be on the ballot in 2025?
If he decides to be on the ballot, we would welcome it ourselves. Certainly, better than anybody else that we don't know about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you, if he says no, does DDP has people who you can entrust with the party currently?
Who should we?
In case Mutharika says no, here in 2023, I think I'm not proceeding.
We'll cross the bridge when we meet it. We'll go. There are some people who have indicated that they would like to stand.
Okay.
What I would
are you going to stand yourself?
No, I'm too old. Too old. But what I would like to see is that at least the running mate this time should come from here.
From the North?
Yes.
Oh.
I would like to see that.
Do you have people in the North that can be running?
I think so, yes.
Who is that?
Oh, I don't know. But you are from the North.
Yes.
You should be able to be proud enough to think that we must have some people here.
From the North?
How can the good people only come from the South or Central?
No.
We have people here.
In the North?
Yeah. The only thing that we lack is the number of votes.
Okay.
But at least we can have a running mate. And it would be good if we balanced things in such a way that the running mate came from here.
Remember, you are watching a special interview here on Rainbow Television where we're discussing issues of economy, issues of politics. And today, our guest is Honorable Goodall Gondwe, the former minister, and also he is the vice president for the former ruling Democratic Progressive Party. Sir, do you see yourself coming back in 2025?
No, but as you can see, I can hardly stand up. I have a problem with my back. These things are, I think mentally I'm all right, but physically I'm not. But you've got to have both. You've got to run around, you've got to be run around, you've got to talk, but you've got to run around, you've got to go around campaigning. I can't do that. So I'm not good. I'm not. And also, I was Minister of Finance for 10 years. I think I've done my bit. Yes. Let other people come and do it.
Okay.
I think that there are a number of sharp young men who can continue doing the job. You have to have a good Minister of Finance to do well. And I think there are lots of people, young men, very well educated, very well established, who can do the job.
Okay. So as DPP, do you see yourself coming back as DPP now?
Well, if DPP does not see itself coming back, they have no reason why they should continue to exist.
Okay.
Every party that is in government, that is in the country, must have confidence in themselves that they can bounce back and form a government.
Okay.
That I think the way things are now, the way I look at things, it is possible for the DPP to come back. I think so.
Okay.
Because a number of promises that the Total Alliance promised us, they're not doing them.
Okay.
And they've made, I think, the country is much worse than it was before.
But you mentioned that this is because there is a crash on the economy. Don't you think that's why they are not able to fulfill their promises?
No. Mr. Chiriba made a very good comment. Chiriba, by the way, I know him very well. We were colleagues together. And he said in New York very recently that if you are a government, you must know that a number of problems are going to come up about, and your job is to make sure that you can survive those problems and get your country past them. So it's no use saying, oh, we can't do this because there's COVID or because of the Ukraine and so forth. These are things that every country in the world are facing now. So why should it only be Malawi failing to do it?
So this is not an excuse, in short?
Huh?
It's not an excuse?
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay.
They have to sit down together and say, this situation which we have, what can we do for our people to survive it? That's the job of a government.
Okay.
And Chiriba said it, and he was right. I don't know why he doesn't do it, but but that's
you think he's also just saying it, but he can't do it? He's not doing it?
Well, then he should leave and give space to some other people who can do it. Yeah, this is how it is.
Thank you so very much.
Thank
Still
you.
on the DPP, what are the issues that you think you would do right to make sure that you really come back on 2025?
Because I'm not going back there myself as a person. I don't think about it. I just think that the DPP can continue with what they started. There were a number of things we did wrong ourselves. And if we can decide not to do those things, wrong things again, but continue with the good things, we will certainly be much better than the present government.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
People still trust you. You think so?
Well, I hope they can. I hope they can. If they can trust the present government, I don't see why they should not trust DPP, which is, at least in the north, did a number of very good things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much. On the political front, what would you be concluding remarks in terms of number one, your party? The prevailing cracks seem to really divide the party, and the focus seem really not to be.
As I've said, as far as the party is concerned, it is not the first time that we are facing such a situation.
So my question is, what should you improve to make sure that this
well,
should be
we will
to an
have
end?
to sit down together and ironed out the problems. I think that is being worked out now as we speak. I think very soon we will see a very vibrant DPP.
Soon?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I can't tell you to say when it will be, but it will happen.
Okay.
I think certain some people who want to be to oust the elected people will soon realize that that's not the way to do things. They have to wait for the convention. The convention, according to our constitution, is in 2023.
Okay.
So we will wait. I think it will be okay.
Okay.
I think that, as I said, we will have to be looking ourselves. We're doing it now. Where did we go wrong? We have to find out and do things better.
Okay.
Where did we stop good things? Let's continue to do things well.
Okay.
One thing that we must do is to ensure that most of the money that we have should be spent in the rural areas so as to make them produce more.
Okay.
Yeah, when Bingo and I, or in the 2024 to 29, we did just that.
Okay.
And it came out well. I think we can do it again. So the bad things were there. I'm not going to tell you what were bad things, but there were some bad things that we could have done it better.
Well.
Yeah. So we will avoid those.
Okay.
But we'll put the affairs of the welfare of the people in the rural areas in front, and will come later.
Okay.
Yes.
Not.
Indeed, in which the Tosse government is. I don't understand why they're not doing it. Is that if a rural person has produced maize, you go and buy it and pay him immediately, so that the next year he will produce more. This is not happening.
Okay.
I see that the people in Adberg are helping themselves to resources. The posh cars are being bought and so forth. That should not be the case.
But in most cases, as we conclude, in most cases what happens is that politicians, when they're outside government, they have really good
intentions.
Yes, they have good intentions. They have talk really well. But when they come there, when they're in there, you discover that all the brains that they had has gone out, and they're just, trying just to appease themselves or their friends or their colonies or whatever. That's what a person can talk, like you yourself.
Yes,
you put the interest of people in front and will come. But when you go there, you literally forget them.
Well, when you get there, and I have got there twice now, what you find is that probably in some cases the situation is not as we thought it was.
Okay.
I suspect very much that the Tosse government had good intentions to say that everybody is going to buy fertilizers at 4,500. When they got there, they found that this could not be done. And in fact, now the situation is even worse than it's terrible, I must say. But when you get in with the government, you find that the situation is different. You get there, you look at the figures; they're very different. Your job is to be disciplined enough to continue with what you thought you should do.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much. We are drawing closer to the end.
Thank you.
What would be your concluding remarks in this case?
This is our country, Malawi. Regardless of the fact that I am in opposition now, I have to say, because I love my country, I wish the government well.
Okay.
I want them to solve these problems so that our people can they have a better life for themselves.
True.
This is the purpose of the leadership. If you do not work for the welfare of the people, you have no business to be in politics. Yeah, this is my last word. I think they will solve the problems. They have to solve the problems. If not, they should get out. yes. But they can't get out.
It's 2025. That's the only way they can get out.
They are in trouble. In Britain, they've got a better way of doing things.
Okay.
If you can't do it, they will just chase you out.
Like in a way of impeachment, or what?
No. In Britain, you can have an election anytime. Anytime.
Okay.
You don't wait for 5 years. If the government has lost the confidence of the people, immediately they must go.
Vote of no confidence.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But here we don't have that. And I hope very much that these solutions, it can be done. There are some very clever people in the government.
Okay.
They should be allowed to think through these things. They should allow to listen to the IMF, I think, to World Bank and to various other people, and decide to do the right things for us.
Okay.
I think they can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much. So that marks the end of our special interview here on Rainbow Television. Remember, today we were talking about the economy, what has gone wrong, where are we currently, and is there any hope for the future so that maybe the economy can be improved and the lives of people, the masses, can be improved. In today's program, we had a special guest who is Honorable Goodall Gondwe. Honorable Goodall Gondwe is the former Minister of Finance. He was there during late Bingu wa Mutharika's regime, and he was also there during Peter Mutharika's regime. From here in Mzuzu, I am Tony Lwanga. Thank you so very much.
nthawi imene chilungamo chidziyenda se ngati madzi yafika.
kutsukuluza ngati kutsukuluza ndiye kuti aina anachapa ndiye kuti chotse thovu ndazinzace sopo osalira mmeneko.